What is up, everyone? Hopefully you all are now error code free and playing the final shape. Yesterday was rough, but today I was able to put in some good hours, and I was also able to stumble across a weapon with a completely new weapon archetype. This is the area denial frame breach loaded grenade launcher called Lost Signal. Again, the first of its kind, and this one is stasis, so I'm really looking forward to getting more of these in the game. I absolutely love this weapon. This is going to be a shorter video, not a full in-depth weapon review, but I mainly just wanted to let you know that this is in the game and also share some perk recommendations with you. I initially just skipped over this weapon when I first got it, and I'm mad that I just didn't start playing with it right away. Lost Signal is craftable, and I'd assume you'll be able to start focusing more of these red borders more easily next week once the Echoes episode starts, as it is part of the episodic weapons. So everyone, including myself, is going to be comparing this thing to Witherhoard. That was the first thing that crossed my mind. And yes, they are very similar, but also very different at the same time. In my opinion, Witherhoard is still going to be better for things like sealing off an enemy entry point, maybe dealing some big damage over time to a boss. Really good for weapon swap type DPS phases. Where Witherhoard doesn't really shine out, in my opinion, is open area ad clear. That's where Lost Signal comes into play. Kind of fills that gap. As you can see, I can almost paint the area I want to cover and damage enemies instead of that fixed bubble radius like how Witherhoard has. Lost Signal covers a pretty decent range. I can spread it out as far as I want and cover even two completely different ranges of enemies if I want to. And the effect lingers for about 4 seconds. The damage ticks will deal less than Witherhoard's, but you can see they occur much more quickly. So Lost Signal might be able to kill enemies more quickly than Witherhoard, depending on what enemy you're killing and what difficulty you're playing on. Course. My testing so far is that I've ran this through a few strikes and did some post-campaign content. I was just having a blast with this thing. The traits I have on this thing, this is just a random roll. I could get something better on this, but it's still just so much fun. For me, the uniqueness of this gun and just how fun it is to use, again, have made this my favorite new weapon in the final shape so far. Obviously, raid weapons haven't come out yet, but this thing right now is just cool. So boss damage is a bit weird because if you direct impact a tankier enemy, they can back up from those pools you create and kind of avoid the damage. So if you're going to be using this thing for raid boss DPS, which by the way, I have not tried out yet, I'd say to make sure to use this on a boss that doesn't move around too much or is maybe just too big to back away from the pools. That way you can get the full damage out of it. If you have a more mobile boss like Rolk or something and you want to use Lost Signal, I probably wouldn't use it on Rolk, but just make sure to spread out your shots a little bit so they cover a larger area. But again, I'm probably mainly going to be using this for ad clear and maybe killing some major tier enemies. As for what traits I think you should go for, in the left column, I can't recommend anything other than auto-loading holster, which is basically the only trait that you go with if it's available on a breach-loaded GL. But just so you know, there is a new trait here in the final shape called Strategist. This is very similar to Demolitionist, which will refill your grenade. Pugilist refills melee energy. Strategist refills your class ability. It might be good for some builds, maybe. I'm not going to use this. I've really never found myself wanting class ability any quicker than I can already get it. So auto-loading in the left-hand column, I think that's a no-brainer. But in the right column, we really don't have any stasis synergy perks like Chill Clip, which is actually kind of a bummer, but I don't think it matters that much. You can slot in something like Demolitionist for extra grenade energy, which is probably what I'll go with, but I also want to try this new Reverberation perk, which says that final blows will increase the blast radius for a short duration. I obviously don't have one with this perk yet. I will try to get one for you, but I really would recommend trying it if you do find one with Reverberation. Unrelenting is there for you if you want it for some extra healing, if you're used to that with something like Forbearance, but to me, that's a B tier perk on this weapon. The origin trait, Radiolaria Transposer, is actually kind of interesting. It will extend the potency of what this weapon already does. Getting rapid kills with this will spawn in these Radiolarian pools or Vex Milk pools, these vortexes that will also deal more damage over time, so it's just free extra damage for you. And yeah, that is Lost Signal. Wanted to come in with a quick video. More videos are on the way, guys. I'm trying to prioritize what kinds of videos I should be coming out with because there are like 300 videos I can make right now, so I really do have to pick and choose. But this one, I had to let you know, Lost Signal is in the game. It's fun. You should absolutely go get it. But yeah, guys, that is it for this one. Make sure to check out the live stream. We're going to be streaming Salvation's Edge right at launch, so definitely tune into that. I am so excited for that. Cannot wait. But guys, I will see you in the Discord, the next video, or the next live stream.